Howdy ho, dehydration haters, skate bladers, and drifter dragons alike. I'm your guide Q. Welcome to the first edition of r/ProRevenge. I've been getting a lot of suggestions that I cover this subreddit, so let's just jump into the story. We got one story specifically because it's such a banger, and I just didn't even want to put anything else next to this story because it's so good on its own. So let me know if you want me to do this subreddit more in the future, or maybe petty revenge or something like that. Skate on, let's go. Gah. Alright, skatebladers, I've got a crazy one for you today. My former employee was stiffing me on money. While trying to get what he owed me, I kinda sorta ruined his life. Let me just first establish, and I'm sorry about this, but the antagonist in this story's name is a nickname for Richard. I'm going to change it to Rick because YouTube demonetization is just insane and they will do it based on the randomest stuff. So here we go. Okay, I don't know that this actually counts as revenge because I was honestly just trying to get the money I was owed. I wasn't trying to drop a nuclear bomb on the guy's life in the process. That's what ended up happening though. And I was told that my Redditor brothers and sisters here might like this story, so here it is. Some years ago, I ended up doing work for this guy I'll call Rick. It was just a side job for extra money, not my career or anything. Rick had a small business, it's boring, I won't get into any of that. Before me, he had one other employee, so I made two. Just 2 employees, that's how small business it was. The thing was, Rick ran his business like crap. I didn't know the specifics of his financial situation, but based on where he lived, the car he drove, etc., he was doing pretty well. Maybe it was inheritance or whatever, I didn't know, but his situation clearly wasn't due to the business, which again, he ran like crap. In fact, he ran the business like such utter crap that after about 6 months after I started doing work for him, the business wasn't making money anymore. So instead of our regular payments like usual, the other employee and I had to start asking where our money was before it showed up. Then the payments started getting more and more behind. Eventually, I was owed around $500. Then one day, the other employee tells me, I'm done. He owes me like $5,000 and I'm not going to keep working for nothing. I was like, whoa, because I had no idea he was owed that much. So Rick ended up coming to me and saying, look, I owe the other guy money and I need to pay him. Do you mind if I get him all paid up, which means I'm gonna have to hold off your money for a month or 2. But once he's paid off, I swear I'll make it all up to you. Because I'm an idiot, and because I felt bad about the first employee who was a good dude, I said fine, go ahead. So I didn't get paid at all for a while, which upped my total owed to about $1,500. Then eventually I finally heard from the other employee and he told me Rick finally paid him everything he was owed. Great, I thought, now it's my turn. A few weeks after I heard the other employee was paid up, which I only ever heard from him, never from Rick, Rick told me that he was closing the business, which didn't shock me at all. Surely it had been losing money for quite a while now. I go, okay, so where's my money? And I told him exactly how much he owed me. I got back, well, the thing is, I can't pay you now, but this went on for a year. I looked into what my steps were legally, but I'd have to file something in small claims court and it's only $1,500, and having to get a lawyer would probably eat up most of it. So I just kept bugging Rick about the money. I was like, hey, pay me $25 a month, I don't care. But he wouldn't even do that. He told me about how he's gonna go through all his stuff to dissolve the business and everything, and he'll pay me as soon as he can. He told me about how he's gonna go through all his stuff and dissolve the business and everything, and how he'll pay me as soon as he can. But overall, he just avoided taking any responsibility. At one point, he said something about how people were currently suing him, big shock, and that he'd get me in contact with his lawyers if I wanted so that my debt could be added in or something. I said, fine, give me their names/numbers. He never did. Eventually, I realized that nothing was ever going to come of this, and I was just going to be out of the money I was owed. But while I've been doing this work for him, I had emailed back and forth with his wife maybe a dozen times. To this day, I never met his wife, never spoken with her. Just communicated through email and text. But she seemed really nice, and she told me something like, Rick won't tell you this, but he doesn't really know what he's doing with his business, and I know you've been a big help. So I just got the idea that, you know what, this next email I send Rick about trying to get my money, I'm gonna include his wife on it too, so she knows how much he sucks. I heard back from her almost right away, and she was like, I'm so sorry about this, please keep me posted on what happens. Then suddenly, magically, Rick started talking about working out a payment schedule. He suddenly started sending me $100 every month, and the debt got down to $1,000. I figured his wife must have just gotten on his ass about it, and I laughed to myself about how whipped old Rick was. But then the money stopped coming again, and the excuses started coming again. One day he told me he was just going through a hard time financially right now, which I knew was BS. He still had the nice car, the nice house, etc. But it's not like I had a printout of his bank records I could call him out on. On that exact same day he told me that, though, I was watching the local pro team's baseball game later that night, and who did I see but Rick? In great seats, no less. Second row, right down in front, just off to the right. Every time they zoomed in on a right-handed batter, you could clearly see him. And this was in September in the midst of a playoff race, so those tickets were not cheap. It's no Perry Mason moment, but the thought of replying to his "I'm having financial trouble" email with a picture of him in those seats with me being like, "Yeah, I can see that," gave me a raging justice boner. So I was looking for a good image of him to use, but every time I watched the video, his face got somewhat out of focus. It was clearly him if you watched the video, but I needed a still image that was also clearly him. Then in the 7th inning, a foul ball got caught about 2 rows behind him, and they zoomed in on that area of the crowd. And there was Rick, clear as day, sitting with his wife. I'm thinking, I got you now. The next morning I replied to his prior message by sending that screen capture to him. I figured even if I didn't get the money, at least I had one sweet moment of satisfaction of busting him here. Then almost at the last second I decided to send it to his wife too, just so she knew what was going on and how the money had stopped again. And I remember how quickly Rick's tune had changed that first time I'd included her. I even thought that maybe her being in the picture would make her light an even hotter fire under his ass this time. So I sent it, but I didn't hear anything back from either of them. 2-3 days went by and nothing. Then I heard from the other employee I'd worked with. He goes, "You hear about Rick?" I said, "No, what?" His wife kicked him out and filed for divorce. I'm like, holy heck, no way. Yeah, apparently she caught him cheating on her. I thought, I wonder how, you know what would be crazy? What if that wasn't his wife in that picture, and I sent her that picture, and lol, no way. He was probably talking about the divorce when he mentioned having financial trouble. That would make sense. The divorce was already in the works before that picture. Yeah, there's literally no chance whatsoever that I inadvertently told his wife that he was cheating on her. LOL, I mean, come on, right? Nope, that was literally what had happened. The woman at the game with him, not his wife. Apparently his wife knew that woman, though, and knew that Rick had lied about where he was that night and who he was with. And a shitstorm of epic proportions quickly followed. I ended up emailing her not long after and being like, hello there, I've been hearing some things and I can't help thinking that picture I sent might have been part of this. And she said she'd been meaning to contact me, she thanked me, and she said she wanted out of the marriage anyway, and said that she might need me as a witness. I didn't know what for, are divorces like trials? But anyway, she paid me the $1,000 he owed me, plus another $500 on top. I don't know if she thought that he still owed me $1,500, or if she purposely gave me extra. And I didn't have to be a witness for anything, which was good. Also, Rick's nice car and nice house and all, his wife was the one with all the money, meaning he no longer has it. They got divorced and he moved away, and I have no idea what became of him. Honestly, considering everything that happened, I kind of feel bad for him, but then I remember there's no reason he couldn't have just paid me. Seriously, why not just pay? He had the money. I just chalk it up to Rick having a lot of negative karma coming his way, and I played a part in it catching up with him. TLDR, I sent my deadbeat ex-boss and his wife a picture of himself in great seats at a sport game to disprove his claim that he had financial problems, and that's why he couldn't pay me. He was with a woman who was not his wife, and his wife went ape, son. And the OP answers a couple questions that people might have afterwards. Did I ever hear back from Rick after sending the email with the picture? Not a word. Why would he be so dumb to take his girlfriend to a baseball game where he'd be on TV? I guess you'd have to ask him, but I can only figure his wife didn't watch baseball, so he wasn't worried about being seen. And that he was dumb or arrogant and he didn't think he would get caught. Do I have any theory as to why he wouldn't pay me, considering he paid back the other employee the whole $5,000 he owed? It's just speculation, but my best guess is he thought that maybe closing the business would just make it disappear, and when that didn't happen, maybe it became some kind of pride thing where he didn't want to give in. This is absolutely beautiful. I don't necessarily, believe in karma. I mean, if it existed, this would be an amazing case of it. But, this is just a case of a dude being very stupid and overly confident. Thinking he can just close up a business and not pay his employees afterwards. I know people do that. I don't know what the legal standing there is. But I'm also kind of surprised that these guys would stick around for so long when this dude wasn't paying them. I mean, maybe it was just the hope of him someday paying them, but usually when somebody does something unreasonable like that to you in terms of pay, it's because you like them a lot that you stick around and you, like, believe in them, but there was no reason to believe in Rick in this situation. But anyway, I'm really glad that everything worked out for the best here, and this is an amazing case of just accidental revenge. But I think there's also something to be learned from this, that if you think you're indestructible in any aspect of your life, even if it isn't something as extreme as this, you're not, and you could get caught, and you're not gonna just get away with things like this forever. But anyway, I'm gonna be streaming on Twitch tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm gonna be playing some Rise of Nations. I don't know if anybody remembers that game, but it's just a fun thing for me. I like to do it. I'll be talking to chat and stuff like that a lot, and maybe watching a couple Cringe videos here and there. I'm not sure yet if that's gonna be a thing, but follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and check out my Amazon affiliate links for all of my equipment down in the description down below. It's twitch.tv/yourqueue, as in the queue that belongs to you, is the place you can find me, and I will see you very soon. Skate on to the skate on to the best of your abilities. Make sure you're drinking more water, and I'll see you tomorrow or tonight.